The Pumpkin Kid. It's a story of healing and of hope, and I need to read it. It was written by artists Barry Brown and Jeff LaGreca. Then Jeff and his wife Suzanne turned this heartwarming tale into a musical stage show. I have everyone here to talk about it. So with me in studio, we have Jeff LaGreca, Suzanne Slade, great name. And via Zoom, we have Barry Brown, the master carver and author. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, Barry.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Jeff, can you share with us just a little bit of what the Pumpkin Kid is about?
Sure. So the Pumpkin Kid centers on a story about a village, a town. It could be any town anywhere that is kind of fallen into disrepair. And the people have become cynical, they've become angry, and they've become very distrustful of one another. And through this town comes this little kid with a wagon load of misshapen pumpkins. And he borrows from them, from the blacksmith, he borrows a rusty old saw. From the tailor, he borrows a crooked pin. And from the wood carver, a broken spoon. And with these items, he carves these beautiful carvings. And when he presents them to each of the townspeople, they see in these pumpkins, it has this magical effect that they see a part of themselves that they've kind of forgotten.
Wow, and it lights up, I bet.
The illumination, it's all about the light.
Yeah.
And it's about that tiny little pinhole of light that gives us hope, because if you have that little pinhole, you know, we can create much greater good in the world.
You can hold on to something. I know, we're all crying.
We are. You know, and I think it's less about looking for, you know, I think it's missing to look for a better time, and it's more about looking for a better sense of oneself.
I think that's beautiful.
You know?
And I'm on that journey right now, honestly, I really am. Suzanne, what inspired you to take this to the stage? Because I think that's so interesting, from book to stage, and make it a musical.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that.
So I've been a singer-performer for decades, and a musician and composer. And
You're a creative.
I'm a creative. Name it, I do it. And after reading the book, I was really inspired, and we talked about this needs to be on stage. We need to really just captivate audiences and bring it in. So we decided to start writing some music, and we did a stage reading in New York at the Soho Playhouse, and we got a bunch of our Broadway friends to come in and do it, and it was a huge success, and people loved the story. And so we moved from New York to Denver, and this is like our first put it on its feet, see how it goes before we take it, you know, maybe back to New York, who knows. But yeah, it's the music, we wanted to make sure the music really kept with that story. And so we have a little bit of folk, a little bit of country. We've got some very Eastern European. It's all over the place, just to show that this village and these people could be your neighbors. They could be anyone in,
and it's a very universal story in that way, and that it's very inclusive, and this community could be just about anywhere.
I was gonna say, when you said the town is feeling distrustful, I'm like, that sounds very familiar to a lot of places. So this is really relevant here. All right, we're gonna go to Barry. Barry, what do you think is the thing you want people to learn through experiencing the Pumpkin Kid?
Well, I think it's a great opportunity, just like a pumpkin is, to understand that through broken and cracked things, the light still shines. And just like my pumpkin up here, the light shines from the inside. And so pumpkins are a great example of that. And when Jeff and I wrote this book together and kind of came up with this idea, it was so fun to say, pumpkins on your porch are about the light that's shining. And in the fall time, almost everybody has a lighted pumpkin on their porch. So that symbol of hope, I think, is really great. And I'm so proud of Jeff and Suzanne for putting this on its feet, and I can't wait for everybody to see it.
Amazing. I think finding the light inside yourself is a very familiar thing that we're all looking for. So Jeff, I want to say that the show is playing in Denver at the Ballyhoo Table and Stage, which is near where I live. Very exciting. It's this Saturday, right? And there'll be all kinds of interactive fun. Talk to me about that.
So you know what's funny is I carved pumpkins with Barry years ago.
Really?
Madison Square Garden, we worked for Madison Square Garden, so I carved with the same pumpkin company he did, and he brought me into that. But so that element is a very communal element that we hope to sort of build, and with that, you know, it makes it an interactive experience where you become, I think the way to look at the story is it's a parable of sorts.
For sure.
And parables don't just give us a moral lesson, they ask us for action. They ask us to to participate. And I think that pumpkin carving is just a great little creative way to sort of start that sense of community.
I like that there's a takeaway here. That's what I think we're all holding on for that. So get your copy of The Pumpkin Kid on Facebook at The Pumpkin Kid and online at pumpkinkid.net. Now you can experience The Pumpkin Kid, the musical, at the Ballyhoo Table and Stage on Saturday, October 4th. Tickets are $20. You can go for the show, and for $45, you want to include the carving experience. Oh, that's so clever. Interactive. So everyone, I want you to get tickets, learn more. This could be great for the family, get into the fall mood, y'all, at ballyhoodenver.com. Thank you both for this. It's a beautiful tale.
Thank you, Tori.
Absolutely.